But some go a little weird. Not always. I mean, hell, even Wolfenstein's DLCs are a bit more strange. They try to go into a little bit more of that weird paranormal shit sometimes, but it's still freaking good.
Yeah.
Right.
And Wolfenstein's got, I mean, I feel like their setting accommodates that better than like Far Cry.
Yeah.
Like Far Cry just feels, I mean, when they bring this out, it's just like a shock. But Wolfenstein, if they did something like, let's take the world to Vietcong or whatever, I
Let's
feel
have
like that would
BJ
be totally
Blazkowicz go shoot spiders
in
on
the
Mars.
realm.
I
Yeah.
would be, that would,
Yeah.
I just saying that just amped me up.
But I mean, the world that they've created there, right? It already is kind of wacky. It's set in a time and it's set in present day in a different universe. So like your mindset's already like, okay, yeah, it's kind of crazy. You know, there's a suspension of disbelief, but then you do something real like this Far Cry 5 and it's supposed
like
to be
a very realistic,
real
deep state
now.
religious,
Yeah.
you know, a very
And now
serious
zombies.
tone, and then we're throwing zombies in it.
Alien
it,
spiders.
it waters it down again. It
does.
just takes away from what the experience is supposed to be. Fucking Ubisoft, man.
Fucking Ubisoft.
I mean, these could have been great ideas for like new Far Cries.
Yes, you could have separated all these into separate games.
Well, that's the point that I'm like kind of trying to get at is like that these would be games that would be worth. Maybe this is what they're doing. Maybe they're just trying to test the waters, put out a bunch of different experiences, and see what.
They're really good at
prepare
testing
for
the
Far
waters.
Cry
They never
6.
dive in though.
Yeah.
That's my problem with Ubisoft is they test the waters way too much, and instead they just never dive in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just dive in the
Let's
deep
move
end.
on to the pre-launch ones because I'm
All right.
getting pissed.
Oh wait, we got one more. I want to talk about Saints Row for a second.
Oh,
because I think
Saints
that's
Row.
good.
Quickly.
Yeah, we'll talk about quickly.
Okay.
So yeah, Saints Row is a game that also followed the same pathway where like it started out as
True.
this is a gang war kind of experience and very serious, very GTA open world, and then you get to Saints Row 4, which is the gang leaders are president and aliens invade everything.
It gets weird.
It gets so weird,
When
and I'm
you're
like,
hearing "I Need a Hero" playing while you're running around and shooting up stuff, like it's bonkers. It's like if Michael Bay kind of partnered with Tim Burton and just
Yeah.
made some crazy shit.
but I wonder if that helped the franchise or if that hurt the franchise.
I think that helped.
Yeah,
I think that they were, if you tried to replicate something like GTA, you're going to fail.
because they started that way.
Because
and then,
GTA is GTA, and
and then
nothing's going to top
slowly they
it.
started becoming more and more
Exactly.
outrageous and stuff. And
Yes,
then
that
Get Out of the Hell.
That
where-
Evolve was great.
yeah,
Stay away from trying to be GTA. They already have established. If you want to make a gangland kind of thing with some, let's make it crazy, let's make it bonkers, let's make it outrageous, and have a lot of fun with it. That's great.
yeah,
Which people did.
Yeah.
People loved that.
oh yeah. I wish they had kept that kind of mindset with Agents of Mayhem, because that was, I had the look of being silly and weird and goofy and stuff, but they didn't really go all in with that, and it didn't really help them a whole lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love the idea of these games just taking a silly tone. I mean, like again, Borderlands, which let's move on to Borderlands. Actually, let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
So pre-launch evolution.
Pre-launch
We talked about
evolutions.
post-launch. Those are all
this
games.
is a good one right here.
Yeah. So Saints Row and Far Cry all post-launch, where they started as one thing and they've evolved over time.
Right.
Now let's talk about games where they started as one thing in development, and
Yeah.
by the time they came out, it was like
Something
what is this
completely
thing?
different.
So with Borderlands, when they first started it, it was going to be a serious game, realistic graphics. They had
Yeah.
put all this
Looked
time in this
amazing.
Well,
crazy
and that
engine.
original trailer with that chick talking on that like precipice of like that cliff, and she looks to the camera and half of her face is all eaten up, and you're like, oh my god, wow, this is gonna be dark. This is gonna be intense.
Yeah.
And then it came out, which, don't get me wrong, not like I was unhappy, but I was like, oh, this is a very different tone I'm
Yeah.
feeling right now.
Yeah, and
Still good.
It was fascinating. So they experiment with this whole cell shading art stuff, and
Yeah.
then it
Last
actually last minute, and it was
Very
so
last minute.
such a depart. Like the person that was the I think she was the art director for the game. She actually left the company because she was like, all this work I put into this, and now they're completely scrapping and going a different direction. So she ended up leaving, but the game ended up succeeding
Bad
more
choice.
so
Yeah.
for it.
Sorry.
But what I also thought was interesting too is that when they were building this game, they had this whole RPG system set up, and they had all this inspiration of what they were going to do, but they didn't really have a reason for this, like shooting and loot collecting from these dead bodies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's where the idea of the Vault Hunter system came around, because they wanted a virtuous reason for killing people. And if you have the Vault, you are basically going around to hunt for the Vault Hunters and do this thing. So it's like you don't feel like you're just killing people just to kill people and, you know, rummage through their bodies. And then the Pandora idea came from the fact that it's like opening Pandora's box. You never know what you're going to get. And that's where that whole like analogy came from with the world of Pandora. And I thought that was kind of interesting.
When Pandora closed the box, what was the one last thing left inside? Fucking seriously?
I have no
Tell
idea.
me.
Hope.
Oh,
Yeah.
hope.
Cool.
I hate both of you.
Hope is awesome.
Shut up and move
Yeah.
on.
Is there hope here right now?
No, there's none.
Left
you have
box.
dashed
All the
it
hope
all
is
away.
gone.
No, but like, I mean, Borderlands, as you mentioned, when we were first exploring it, it was going to be very serious. And by the time we get to Borderlands 2,
They have fully embraced it.
they have fully embraced that weirdness, but because they can be bizarre, they can still tell that serious story. And what I mean by that is, hell, in the original Borderlands 2, Handsome Jack is a fucking amazing villain.
Yes, he is.
Like, I'm talking from a literary standpoint, from a thematically standpoint, from a cinematic standpoint. He is a fantastic villain. You love to hate this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time you get to the end, you're like, I am so glad I get to shoot you in the face. This is fantastic.
That's great.
But you kind of want to be him in a
man.
way sometimes, but then you also hate him
Yeah.
so much. He
Bought a pony made of diamonds and named it Butt Stallion.
yeah.
Good writing there, Gearbox.
Who comes up with
fantastic.
that? Who comes up
writing
with
there.
that? So yeah, Borderlands. I'm glad that they took that risk and made that decision, because that was something that was again last minute, and they were like, okay, let's
They really
go with
shifted
it.
gears, and it again, because they were able to change that to almost cartoon-esque, they could tackle other serious things and make the story a much more engaging experience. Looking at Assault on Dragon Keep, where Tiny Tina is basically reflecting on the death of Roland and having to come to terms with it, and it's told through the story of D&D, which for me was just like, man, I cried like a bitch at that.
Cried like a bitch.
Dude, I really did.
Yeah.
By the end of it,
play
oh
that
man.
still.
Do what?
What?
You haven't played it?
I have not played it.
Get the fuck out of
Wait,
here. And go play
who the
it
hell
right
are
now.
you?
I know.
You are a terrible
I know,
gamer
I
in
know.
every part of the way.
Like you have any fucking room to speak.
I have plenty of room to speak. So the next thing I'm going to speak on is Fortnite.
The
Let's
game
talk
we
about
love to
that for a
hate.
minute. So this is another one that's
You know what?
a
As
good
much as we
realm.
want to hate on it,
I
like
know.
it's like it is
Create a conversation.
It is a successful game. End of story. Period. Fortnite is a successful game. Like now, yes, we were going to be looking at a horde style tower building defense zombie game. Going back to zombies, but
Seriously.
but now
They're more like mutants, I guess.
mutants, whatever you want to call them. But yes, it came out as that and has since evolved into the cartoon PUBG, which I don't know how many players are playing this game right now.
More than
Probably a
PUBG.
lot.
I thought it was like 40 million or something like that.
Oh, I'm looking it up.
No, that can't be right. That might be right. I don't know.
There's a lot of people, but yeah. I mean, I find it what Epic did so well. Why am I getting a phone call? I don't know who that is. Bye. Decline.
If you just tried to call Brett,
Sorry.
he just
You were
said, "F
declined.
you."
It was goodbye. But so they built this sandbox game, and you know the reason why I put it in the pre-launch thing is because the game's not actually officially released yet at all. It's still in early access basically, but because they built all these systems and they built all this stuff, they had such a good strong backbone to then in 2 months build a PUBG clone essentially in the
Right.
game.
3.4 million active users.
Right now,
Yep.
this very moment,
Yes.
that's 3 times as many as PUBG.
Yeah.
Shit.
Wow.
3.4 mil.
Okay, cool. So that's good stuff right there.
So you can't deny its popularity.
I do not deny it.
No,
I just hate it.
It's doing good, but the reaction to this was because they were smart. Whoever decided to put all the systems that they put in this game was genius, because then they can react quickly to the community feedback. And like Epic, I mean, they do Unreal Engine, so obviously they have a lot of experience building great systems and stuff like that. So, I mean, this is so cool how they were able to evolve as rapidly as they did, and who knows what they're going to bring out. I mean, they just announced like season 3 of their Battle Royale pack or whatever that's going to have new types of modes and things that are coming out. And they're just iterating on it, like super
I give them props
fast.
for that. That's really good of them.
Keeping it fresh,
Right.
keeping the players coming back for more and the new engaging stuff. That's fantastic.
And the whole
that's
like
excellent practice
It's the
for them.
Overwatch effect.
the castle battles that they have, like I think that is really cool because they already have that in place, and it's like we need to utilize that somehow.
Watching them come out with the new crafting stuff that they've also introduced as they've been doing the Battle Royale. I've watched some pretty clever freaking people kill in very clever ways.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's insane. Someone constructing 4 walls around someone very quickly and then quickly adding traps into that to where spears come out from all different angles to stab the guy and then just dancing on his corpse. I was like, I wouldn't even be mad. I wouldn't even be mad. I would just be damned impressed.
We should all get this on PlayStation 4 and play and stream.
No,
Down.
Let's do it. All right, it's done. Tune in next Sunday for our stream.
I've already played this game. It's not fun.
Well, you're gonna like it. You're just gonna sit down and enjoy it.
I'm gonna be bitching the whole time. Just gonna say that.
Head on over to NeoGamer.net for our full podcast episode for our weekly game impressions and top headlines of the week.
That's one of me doing an interview. Here's one of all of us. We'll make some cool
things.
Brett's also right here.
Like this video, subscribe, keep up with all the latest video game news and opinions that you care about right here on The Inner Gamer.